Hello BookTube. Hello friends. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth. And my topic today is why do I check out so many library books that I know I'm not going to get read? Well, I'm sure I'm not alone in this. I know that a lot of you have faced the same dilemma as I am today because I have a stack of 10 books that I am going to return most of to the library today unread. One of them is a book club book. It's not due yet, but I don't even know if I'm going to have time to read it because of all the other reading goals that I have. So, so let me show you the books that I have checked out. All of these are books that I think and hope and plan that I will get to at some point this year. I just can't do it right now. I have the Amish and April readathon that Sarah and I are hosting, and then on the first day of May starts Middle Grade May, which is hosted by Akos, and I am not going to be co-hosting this year, but I am of course going to promote it because I love Middle Grade May. I love reading middle grade books. Our Sunshine State Young Reader Award finalists were just announced a few days ago, and I want to get started on those, as well as tackle some of the middle grade books on my shelf. So I'm super excited about that. And for the last 4 years, I have read predominantly middle grade books in the month of May. And Elizabeth Tyree and I are going to be doing the Book a Day in May challenge that we did the last couple of years. So we want to challenge you to join in with that. So when am I going to read all these books? I don't know. But let me just show you the books. So the only one of this stack that I am going to hang on to today, but I'm still not sure when I'm going to get it read, is an audio version of Big Little Lies by Leon Moriarty. This is from my local library book club, and we meet on the third Thursday of each month. This was not originally going to be our book for May. It was originally going to be Eleanor Oliphant Is Completely Fine, which I would be in the same dilemma about because it's not a middle grade book either, but I think it might be a little shorter than this one, and I could have fit it in the last couple of days of the month. But because the only audio version so far that I have found is on CD, I can't speed these up. So I'm either going to have to go ahead and start it as soon as Amish and April is over, listen to as much as I can and carry it over into May, or just listen to it in May. But I think there's really bad language in this book, and I don't really want to listen to it in my car, which means I'd have to listen to it in the house only during school hours, and I just think it's going to take most of the month. And I don't want to do that. I want to spend my time reading middle grade books. So I might just have to say, okay, book club, you're not going to win this one. I don't lead the book club that this one's for, so I don't absolutely have to get it read. I just, I just like to try to read all the books. I think what I need to do is look again and see if I can find a version of this electronically that I would be able to speed up, and maybe I could get most of it done after Amish and April is over and before May starts, which would give me 2 days. I don't know. I might have to buy it on Audible. So we'll see. Okay, so this one's staying for now. Another book I checked out from the library is the last book in the Cherry Cola Book Club series. I'm hosting this as a read-along. The read-along was supposed to have ended in February, but I got the 5th book read in February and then put this one aside because it's not a mystery. I didn't want to read it in March. And now for April, I have been really just catching up on the rest of the mysteries that I didn't get done in March. And I kind of almost forgot that I still needed to read this one. I only checked this out from the library less than a week ago, and there's just no way I'm going to have time to read it until June. So I'm going to send it back and pick it back up in June. Those of you who read some of this series with me, I will do a series review, possibly even a live show, as soon as I get this one read. And so if you want to catch up with me, you've got now some extra time. So this is Book Club Babies by Ashton Lee. It's book 6 in the Cherry Cola Book Club series. So I was exploring my library website a while back in preparation for a workshop that I did at our public library and also for our county librarian training that I spoke at in February. And I don't know why. And I felt so silly that I, for the first time, discovered the button you got to click to get the list of pre-publication titles that the library is going to be getting as soon as it's released. And I don't know why I never discovered where that was before. I knew that people were able to pre-order books before they came out. I just didn't know exactly where to click to get that list. Now I know. So once every couple of months, I try to go back and look at that list and see what's coming, and usually I can find one or two books that I go ahead and put my name down for. So one of these books I should have put my name down much sooner than I did, because by the time I got my name in for it, I was already like 40th on the list. And that is the most recent Joanne Fluke, Hannah Swenson baking mystery called Chocolate Cream Pie Murder. I could not get my hands on this until just the other day. And of course, March Mystery Madness is over. I still definitely will read this because I'm completely caught up in this series except for this. But at this point, I may as well wait until my library gets the audio. So I went ahead and brought it home so I could look at it for a minute, maybe see what the recipes are and all of that. But I'm going to go ahead and return this to the library and just wait for the audio. On the same day that I requested that book, I saw that Lorna Landvik had a new book coming out, and I have read some of her books. I've collected a few others that I have not read, but the title of this one was so intriguing, I had to go ahead and put my name down for it, and I definitely do want to read it. This is Chronicles of a Radical Hag by Lorna Landvik. It's not epistolary, but it kind of reminds me of that. I think part of it is written in diary entries, so I'm very intrigued by that, and I am very interested in reading it. She's an author that's hit and miss for me. I have enjoyed some of her work, and then there have been a couple of hers I've read that I didn't like. So I'm really intrigued by this, but it's just going to have to go on the back burner for now. I haven't had a chance to make a video yet about the books that I have recently received from publishers for the first time, but one of them that was sent to me is the newest Murder, She Wrote book. And I don't plan on reading that whole series, and because it is very episodic and I know a little bit about the character because of the TV series, I'm not concerned with going back and reading all of the other 48 books that have come out. But I did go ahead and get the first book from the library just to take a look at it. I don't even think I'm going to read it at all. Maybe I will if I read this newest one and really want to go back and read more. Quite a few of these are on Hoopla Audio, but this first one is not. It's called Gin and Daggers, and of course Jessica Fletcher is a pseudonym for Donald Bain, who actually wrote the books. But the Murder, She Wrote book series is much like the Monk series in that the TV show came first and then the novelizations were written later. So it's a very long ongoing series. The book that was sent to me by the publisher is book 49, and there's no way I could read all 48 of the other books before getting to that new book. So I will be reading it very soon, but this first book for now is going to go back to the library. So I've been talking a lot about Nate the Great and how I discovered this really cool kid series about a boy detective, and I checked out 4 books from the library a couple of weeks ago, and I've only read one of them so far. I might go ahead and hang on to these, but they're in my stack of unread books from the library. Nate the Great and the Tardy Tortoise, Nate the Great and the Big Sniff, and Nate the Great and the Pillowcase. I do have another Nate the Great book checked out that I have read, so I will talk about it when I do some sort of a wrap-up for this month. Near the end of March Mystery Madness, I needed some J.A. Jance books for one of the Instagram challenges, and my husband was out and about that day, and I asked him if he would stop by the library and pick up the books that I needed. So most of those have already gone back to the library, but the next one in the Walker series that I need to read, I went ahead and hung on to it. I thought maybe I'll get to it. I don't know. I've got access to it on audio. I believe it's on Hoopla. And so I hung on to the book. It's called Queen of the Night, but I just haven't gotten to it, and I know that I'm not going to get to it anytime within the next month. So it's going to have to go back to the library. And the last one that I really hate to send back unread, because I ordered this through Interlibrary Loan because none of the libraries in my county have it, and it is Maud by Melanie J. Fishbane. This is a novel about teenage Lucy Maud Montgomery, who we all know is the author of Anne of Green Gables and many other wonderful stories. And I've heard several people that I follow on BookTube talk about this, and it just sounds wonderful, and I really want to read it. I just could not get to it with everything else I was reading. So I just kept saying, okay, as soon as I finish this book, I'll start it. As soon as I finish this other book, I'll start it. And I just didn't. So I finally wrote a note to our children's librarian and our main librarian, and I just asked them if they would please order this book for our library. And it looks like a wonderful book, so they didn't mind ordering it. I should have just asked them in the first place. So now I'm going to send this interlibrary loan book back, and at some point pretty soon after middle grade May is over, I will be able to get Maud from my own library and read it. So that's all the library books I have right now that are unread, and most of these are going back to the library today. I do have a few others that are due very soon that I have read, so I'm going to start today filming about some of the books that I've already read in April. I never even did an April TBR, but mostly what I've been reading are mysteries that I didn't get to in March, and a few other exceptions to that, but that's been the majority of what I've been reading. So I think I'm going to start filming today about those books, and then I'll just put it all together in a wrap-up at the end of the month. Because right now I'm reading Amish books, so possibly even before I upload this video, I will have already uploaded one or two reading vlogs of my reading for the Amish and April Readathon. So that's all I have for this video. Let me know if this ever happens to you. Do you ever have a stack of library books that you have to send back unread? So that's all for now. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.